Hello sheeple. Let's talk about Furdu. More miserable things to say. Don't know why. Guess that's just what I home into. So let's get started. Furdu. If you're an Australian furry, you'll know all about it. Furdu is Australia's biggest furry convention, attended by anthropomorphic fans from all over Australia and in many cases all over the world. It's held on in Queensland on the Gold Coast Surfers Paradise, and you gotta be quick. It sells out super fast, sells out months in advance. You've got to be fast. But I was ready to be fast this time, ready to book well on time. But it doesn't matter. Even though you have a second chance, you can put yourself on a cancellation waiting list. No point in me going on that either. I'm banned. Why am I banned? Well, I don't want to take this. There you go. I have to use these signs again. It just shows what a fascist dictatorship we're already in. We are already becoming China on steroids. I'd love to attend. It's not going to happen. I don't see what right they have to ban you on the grounds that you haven't undergone this medical procedure. These venues are all, to attend you've got to be 18 plus. You're capable of making your own decisions. Furdu and many other venues, music events, all sorts of concerts. They're doing this voluntarily. It wasn't mandatory last year. It's certainly not mandatory this year, but they're doing it anyway. I don't see why they still feel they have the right to strip us furry sheeple of bodily autonomy. Once we lose bodily autonomy, it's over for us. We're government property. We're slaves. We're cattle, if we're not already. Why is Fascist Furdu doing this? And as I said, many other venues, certainly furry venues, they seem to be the worst. They'll do this no matter what. I don't believe they're doing this to protect us. I believe they're doing this because they're arrogant, self-righteous fascists. I mean, most people in the furry fandom are LGBTQ. These are sheeple furries that are or ordinary normie people, LGBTQ, but they're pleading, they're demanding rights, they're demanding tolerance, they're demanding inclusion. Yet at the same time, they turn around and tell you have to have this. You have no right. This isn't even what it's claimed to be. Done a hell of a lot of research on this, and so has thousands of others. You have to have the right to say no to this decision. If you don't have the right to say no to this, what do you have the right to say no to? A lot of the time, even in the furry fandom, you refuse to take this, you refuse to undergo the medical procedure, and you'll get a lot of abuse, or you'll be banned from attending. The opposite of inclusive. That's what it's supposed to be. Abused because they feel that you don't have the right to make your decision, but they tell you we have the right to make ours with their bodies, whatever they do, whether they want to transition to male, female, or whatever they want to do. They have the rights over their body, but we don't. This is hypocritical and intolerant and non-inclusive and absolutely not acceptable. You could say, well, this is their party. They've done all the work, and it's a lot of organisation to get this going. So you can say, get lost, organise your own event, and then you can do whatever you like. But how far does this go? I mean, if you end up with banks or food stores doing the same thing, saying, well, you know, this is ours, we run it, we organise it, you can't come in if you don't take this and prove that you have done so, then you can't come in. And you can no longer live in society. You can no longer live in society unless you've taken drugs, got them microchipped, been neutered, or whatever our lunatic government wants us to do. Furdu and the furry fandom really need to cease these fascist demands. If they're not going to drop this, then I would argue no more tolerance for being gay, no more tolerance for being trans, no more tolerance for being whatever letter, number, combination you think you are, until you stop being an intolerant hypocrite, arrogant, self-righteous fascist yourself. I mean, is Furdu even allowed, and all the other venues, of course, are they even allowed to do this? I mean, you know, I don't really want to go into the law. The law is a whore. Our judges, I mean, you know, have you ever tried being on legal aid and having an issue? You know, the law is judges, the court systems, the police. It's all a big money-based cesspit. But just out of curiosity, do they have a legal right to do this? I mean, it's hard to say, provided they've taken, you know, precautions that, you know, given people the right to present medical grounds for not having this procedure carried out. If I can find my sign, I don't think you would have forgotten already. Maybe they have to allow you to get out of that on medical grounds. They've got to check for that. They've got to offer that. Mental grounds. They could maybe show legally that they've looked into other methods to apparently protect us against the other methods to protect us. Let's get my signs. Protect us against the, there we are. Protect us against the non-existence, this thing, absolutely non-existence. And if it did exist, what we're doing is absolutely not the right way to go about it. So I guess more or less they can legally enforce this fascism. But, you know, I mean, I've tried reasonably on the Furdu website, on Facebook and their website, tried to speak to them, make suggestions, ask questions. I'm just banned instantly. I'm kicked out so fast my feet don't touch the ground. They are so intolerant. They are absolute fascists. Sorry about another miserable subject, but this is just the times, I think. It's not just me. Anyway, the moonlight fades with the morning glow. Good night, sheeple.